Hey everybody, it's John. I'm here to talk today about food plots and developing habitat better for deer. Now, I know a lot of you follow me for my chestnuts. I know some of you, or many of you also, are hunters, and you want your property to work both with whitetails, turkey, whatever other game animals you may have. We have occasional ruffed grouse here. I don't believe we have any bobwhite quail. We don't have any natural pheasant populations here. But one of the things I've been looking at is switchgrass. Switchgrass will stand up to snows. It takes a few years to get developed, but then after 2 or 3 years, from what I read, it'll be a stand of grass that can stand up to the snow. And that's the big problem here is once we get snow in the main fields, everything is flat, and we don't usually get 3 inches of snow where things kind of come down and then spring back. We get snow that makes it flat. So you can see this is still up a little bit, but this is only after one big snow and it's flat. So deer don't like coming out in the main field. But if you put 6, 7, 8 foot tall grass, they have that sense of security and it can hold more deer. So that's my goal. This is a strip that's about 20 foot wide, and I have it about every 60 foot because we're on about a 6% slope here. It may look sloped behind me, and I don't want erosion. So I keep this, I never till this. But what I'm considering is instead of just letting whatever comes up naturally here, which tends to be multiflora rose, goldenrod, is putting it into switchgrass. So I'm a little curious what you guys have as far as an opinion on switchgrass, and I'll walk you through here what my kind of plans are for next year. So the 2023 food plot's going to be these 3 things. I got these at an awesome sale at Rural King right after Christmas. They had it 60% off. I've always heard good things about Imperial Whitetail. I've never heard of Big Tine, but all of it was 60% off. It was an awesome deal, and so I picked up quite a bit. And so we're going to grow these things. These were the seeds and sort of the percent mix that I wanted. And we can kind of go through each one. This one is the Imperial Whitetail Radish. I like these because they're not like just covered up with just basically oats. So it's actually what you want. You can see it says whatever this is, Winna 412 radish, Eco Till radish. That's usually a radish that is longer growing, like a Daikon. Now this is seed from for 2022, but I've grown 1-year-old seed many times. It grows fine. Now this is Big Tine Foundation Clover. I really wanted some of this. This will be a clover plot that can last year over year. And you can see it's got red clover, white crimson clover, 812 white clover, I don't even know what that is, arrowleaf clover, white clover, and so this will be a great clover plot establisher. And then this is main event, and this is the brassica mix that I really wanted to go with this year. I'm going to really try to get radishes to grow. I've never really had a great success with growing those, and I'm really going to focus on making the soil good this year. Daikon radish, that's 18.92%. Trophy rapeseed, 16%. Big Tine kale. I've never done kale. I wanted to do that. Purple top turnips. I've done those with a little bit of success. Big Tine brand forage turnips, brassicas, and collards. So those will be great for those late plots that you put in like August 1st through August 15th. And I bought a bunch of it. And we talked about planting those various seeds, and I had kind of set up where I'm going to plant those kind of in a set. It's about 7 acres. These rows are going to be where I would consider the switchgrass and maybe some intermittent pockets to give the deer some security. And then many more pockets here with clear rows of food plot extending away from this stand. So that's the plan for 2023. And as you can see on my 2023 food plot strategy, this year I wanted to plant these brassicas, rapeseed, kale, turnips, and radishes, and those seeds that were on sale did that. I'm going to do a little bit of corn, but it's going to be the third year in a row in that area, so it's really tearing up the soil. I don't think I can do a lot, and I want to give the soil a rest. Corn's a big taker. I'm going to frost seed that clover. And then I talked about doing soybeans and oats and buckwheat, but I may just do buckwheat in certain fields in the spring and then go through and spray or just push it down after I've spread. I was thinking about Big and Beastie mix, which seemed like it was really good. It had rape, chicory, radish, and winter rye. I still may put a field or two into that. And then here's where I came up with a switchgrass idea. And here's my timeline that I've come up with so far. My schedule is March 1st here in Northwest PA. I'm going to lime the fields. I'm going to frost seed some clover. And I thought about switchgrass, but I think it's too early. I think the soil has to be pretty warm, so that may be a June planting. And then I may plow and disc some. I may do some no-till. And then in mid-June, I'll round up onto the corn, and that's when I think I'll round up those strips and get the switchgrass growing. And then in August, early August, the first 2 weeks, when I see light rain coming, I'm going to plant the fall food plots, winter oats, clover, into the corn, and that'll be the food plot plan for 2023. Our plan's working, but I'm always looking to improve. I guess we could do hedges and so forth, but I do want to be able to kind of see between some of the areas, and I don't want a tree that ends up being 40 foot tall that makes it where I just can't see beyond them. So anyway, if you have any experience with switchgrass, I'd love to hear your opinions. If you can put a comment below how you did it. I hear you have to have it can't really compete early on, so I'm going to have to either spray this and with glyphosate, which I do spray occasionally for corn with weeds, and I know the soil temperature has to be about 60 degrees, which is about the same time that I'm spraying and planting corn. I plant corn maybe when it's just a touch colder, but rapidly warms up after that, and when it gets to be 6 to 8 inches, that's when I spray the glyphosate. So if I put corn in these surrounding fields, I could spray the corn and at the same time spray these rows. My big problem with that is that's turkey nesting season, and I really don't want to mess with turkey nest, and I know they use these areas to build their nests. So a little bit long-winded, but if you have any experience with switchgrass, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, good or bad. Anyway, thanks for your knowledge on this if you have it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.